The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see a shadow. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. What we have once enjoyed we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. True happiness is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. The highest result of education is tolerance. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. The fearful are caught as often as the bold. Love is like a beautiful flower which I may not touch, but whose fragrance makes the garden a place of delight just the same. It is wonderful how much time good people spend fighting the devil. If they would only expend the same amount of energy loving their fellow men, the devil would die in his own tracks of ennui. Life is either a great adventure or nothing. One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. The marvelous richness of human experience would lose something of rewarding joy if there were no limitations to overcome. The hilltop hour would not be half so wonderful if there were no dark valleys to traverse. The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight, but has no vision. When we do the best that we can, we never know what miracle is wrought in our life, or in the life of another. Toleration is the greatest gift of the mind. It requires the same effort of the brain that it takes to balance oneself on a bicycle. The heresy of one age becomes the orthodoxy of the next. People don't like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. The world is moved along, not only by the mighty shoves of its heroes, but also by the aggregate of tiny pushes of each honest worker. It is a terrible thing to see and have no vision. As selfishness and complaint pervert the mind, so love with its joy clears and sharpens the vision. Many persons have a wrong idea of what constitutes true happiness. It is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. What a blind person needs is not a teacher, but another self. While they were saying among themselves, "It cannot be done," it was done. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light. Faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into the light. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence, and I learn, whatever state I may be in, therein to be content. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. Knowledge is love and light and vision. What I am looking for is not out there, it is in me. Until the great mass of the people shall be filled with the sense of responsibility for each other's welfare, social justice can never be attained. So long as the memory of certain beloved friends lives in my heart, I shall say that life is good. We can do anything we want to, if we stick to it long enough. Death is no more than passing from one room into another, but there's a difference for me, you know, because in that other room I shall be able to see. Self-pity is our worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything wise in this world. No pessimist ever discovered the secret of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted land, or opened a new doorway for the human spirit. There is no king who has not had a slave among his ancestors, and no slave who has not had a king among his. Science may have found a cure for most evils, but it has found no remedy for the worst of them all, the apathy of human beings. All the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming. Life is an exciting business, and most exciting when it is lived for others. Smell is a potent wizard that transports you across thousands of miles and all the years you have lived. No one has a right to consume happiness without producing it. As the eagle was killed by the arrow winged with his own feather, so the hand of the world is wounded by its own skill. Of all the senses, sight must be the most delightful. It is for us to pray not for tasks equal to our powers, but for powers equal to our tasks. To go forward with a great desire, forever beating at the door of our hearts, as we travel toward our distant goal.